welcome to episode 141 of the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. You're about to hear delayed audio coverage of Revolution Championship Wrestling's 17th annual Slam Cancer Benefit Show from this past weekend on July 6th in South Bend, Indiana. I am Ken the Metal Professor, and you are listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. It's Saturday night, July 6th. I'm sitting here at the Goodson Event Center in South Bend, Indiana, for the 17th annual Slam Cancer Benefit Show put on by Revolution Championship Wrestling, a fundraiser for hospice care in the Michiana area. I get to a lot of RCW shows, not all of them, but this is one I try not to miss because it's for a good cause. There are at least 9 or 10 matches on the card tonight, so it's gonna be a long one, but whatever happens, I gotta squish it down to under an hour here on this delayed audio recap on WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana. The action is starting imminently. Part of the show tonight here at the 17th annual Slam Cancer Benefit Show is the James Wilson Memorial Tournament that RCW puts on. Brutus Dillon is going to tell us why it's a big deal and why it's important.
I know y'all can get louder than that. How's everybody doing here tonight? All right. I don't want to take up too much time, more than you already have. I know y'all are here for wrestling, correct? Yeah! So, just real quick, this show is very important to me personally, okay? This show is about giving back to an organization that helped me and my mother out the most when my father passed away back in 2004, and that's hospice. Give it up for hospice, everybody. Also, there is another RCW competitor who is not here tonight. Our No Limits champion, Tyler Matthews, lost his father today to his battle with cancer in hospice care. So he is not here tonight, but he will be back here in August to perform in front of each and every one of you. All right? Last bit of business before I get out of here, before Kevin gets out of here, start this thing up. I don't know if you guys saw on our social media, we have decided that RCW needs a general manager. RCW needs an authority figure that can be out here that's not me or him. Hold on.
Just for the record, I was not asked.
A lot of you may know this guy. He is a former RCW heavyweight champion. And you could say he's a little out of this world.
Kevin Storm is very excited.
One of the original members of the Storm Nation, the one, the only, Jamar Jupiter!
RCW. How y'all been? How y'all been? Long time no see, yeah? Two times.
This is Jamal Jupiter, new RCW general manager,
This is the 17th annual.
which this place needs because it gets really chaotic around here.
Let's give it up. The fact that it's the 17th is insane. Now, I haven't been there for all of them. I did wrestle for some. Like they said, I was lucky enough to hold the heavyweight championship. And now, I'm back in a different way as GM. Unfortunately, some of you may know, last year in June, I had a pretty bad head injury. It resulted in my 3rd concussion, and after seeing multiple doctors, neuropsychologists, I'm not too sure if I can actually get back into the ring for wrestling. Yeah, that's how I felt too. Especially with something that's just my passion. I'm very thankful that I can be back in at least some way, somehow. And the fact that I'm the one that gets to call the shots now. I'm the one with some authority. RCW is going to be in for a lot of fun coming up, yeah?
The first match of the evening, the tag team match between Alex Van Zant and Xander Bennett, taking on Schwartzy and Randy West. So I guess a 3/4 intergender match, or 1/4. I saw Randy West a couple of RCW shows ago taking on Charlie Pierce. So far, Xander Bennett is not doing very well against Schwartzy. And in the meantime, Alex Van Zant and Randy West are just having a screaming match at each other, back and forth from their respective corners. So you got wrestling and you got yelling going on. Schwartzy with a backslide, got a 2 count out of that. After about 3-0 in terms of pinfall attempts of Schwartzy over Xander Bennett desperately tags in Alex Van Zant, and knowing that they've been screaming at each other, Schwartzy tags in Randy West so they can go at each other physically now. Randy West doesn't look like she'd be much competition. She's much more light of stature, shorter, weighs less. But she looks like the kind of person that, you know, is a sweet mom, but when she turns on the mean, you don't want to be around. And a basement drop kick proves the point. And he's dragging over the second rope face outward, and Randy West came around on the outside of the ring and slugged him so that Van Zant topples back into the ring, and now a knee to the forehead, but not a 3 count. Both Van Zant and Randy West tagged out, so Schwartzy and Xander Bennett came back in. Schwartzy picked up Randy West and used her as a weapon and just threw all of her body weight down on top of Xander Bennett. Only got a 2 count. That was Xander Bennett grabbing Schwartzy by the hair and yanking him to the mat. Neither of these pairs are like established tag teams. And if I was Xander Bennett, I'd keep an eye on Van Zant, because if anybody is likely to just throw their hands up in the air and abandon their partner, he seems like the one to do it. Right now, though, he's stomping a mud hole into Schwartzy. Randy West was just in the ring delivering lariats to both Xander Bennett and Van Zant. She tagged in Schwartzy, and now they are both attacking Van Zant and Bennett. They were running cross corner to corner, slamming into them in turns. They both pinned their counterpart, and each of Van Zant and Xander Bennett kicked out at 2.5. Schwartzy just gave a thrust kick to Xander Bennett, but Schwartzy was sitting up on the top turnbuckle waiting to do something. Van Zant basically threw Randy West right into the delicate region. So Schwartzy fell off the top corner. He's laying in the ring. 2 pinfall attempts on him, but he's kicked out after both. Randy West is sneaking back in, grabs Xander Bennett by the ankle and is dragging him out of the ring. Van Zant got distracted for a minute. Schwartzy picks him up, Drops him down and is rolling him around for a figure four. And he taps. Schwartzy has made Alex Van Zandt tap out. Schwartzy looks kind of surprised. This is a quick editorial interruption from the home studio empire of WVLP. Going into this show, I had looked at the flyer for some of the matches, and the flyer for the next upcoming match had Brutus Dillon and Jensen in one column to the left, and Eric Surge by himself in the right-hand column. Never occurred to me that it would be a genuine triple threat match. I thought it was going to be like Brutus Dillon teaming up with Jensen to take on Eric Surge. So as the introduction started getting underway, I got very confused about what was going on. It turns out it was a genuine triple threat match. So I went back and I tried to edit out anything really stupid I was saying as people were coming into the ring and I was getting more confused. And believe me, there was a lot of stupid things I was saying. So if you notice any choppiness leading into this match, that's what it was. For the first match in the James Wilson Memorial Tournament, we have Eric Surge taking on Jensen, another interesting combination. Now, the tournament for tonight, the James Wilson Trophy, is the prize. I believe it's it's not a round-robin tournament. It's an elimination tournament where I think there's going to be 4 matches, and then the 4 winners of those matches will compete in a 4-way to determine the winner of the trophy. If I remember right, we'll find out as the night goes on. Eric Surge was trying to make a deal with Brutus Dillon that the two of them would get Jensen out of the ring and then they could have their match. But on the count of 3, Dillon clobbered Eric Surge, and now he's gone out the ropes to the floor. Dang, that was Brutus Dillon imploding the chest of Eric Surge. Jensen comes in and spears Eric Surge. Dillon tried to splash Jensen in the corner, but she ducked out of the way. Brutus is loopy. Eric Surge is down. Jensen is climbing to the second rope in the corner. A perfect location for Brutus Dillon to grab her in a chokehold. And down she goes. And as referee was about to count 3, Eric Surge managed to kick Brutus Dillon in the head, interrupting the count. Brutus Dillon is doing his hand raised in the air, I'm about to choke slam you motion. He grabs Eric Surge around the neck. Apparently somebody has piped in a video to the room, but I am sitting under the screen, so I cannot see what it is.
It looks like you're finally on top for once. Unlike May, when the Armada completely destroyed you in the middle of your own ring. See, Brutus, I told you, I am the queen of RCW.
That must be Shauna Reed and her partner.
Mean something, and I did by taking out the biggest and arguably the toughest competitor there. So, why are you so naive? Why are you being so stupid? You're proving to be a good.
Oh, Dillon is distracted, and from behind comes Shauna Reed from the curtain. She's twirling a baseball bat. Dillon has not noticed that she is there. Oh, baseball bat right to the gut. There is a lot of history between Shauna Reed and her partner and Brutus Dillon. Eric Surge took advantage, blasted Dillon in the face with a boot, and got a 3 count. So Eric Surge advances in the James Wilson tournament. When Russ Jones walks in the room, I get scared. Man, everybody wants to talk tonight. Russ Jones has the microphone now.
Danny boy.
Talking to his opponent, Daniel Stark.
I'm afraid to tell you, I ain't in the mood to deal with your crap today. So look, as these people have already told you, Russ is going to kill you.
Probably.
So, with that being said, why don't you save yourself the beating? Why don't you save yourself the hospital bill? You go over there and sit with your little snot-nosed kid and that loud-ass mouth bitch of a wife of yours and get out of my ring.
Dang.
Take the count out and save your own life.
You know, I would probably do that and take Russ's advice. He is a scary dude. Now he's kind of put Stark in a corner. Stark gives him the middle finger.
That was a mistake, fool.
Looks like Russ is going to kill him. The instant the bell rang, Daniel Stark came with a missile dropkick to Russ Jones. Enziguri to his head in the corner, flung him across to the other side of the ring. Another double dropkick, but Russ Jones just grabbed him and flung him around, slammed him to the mat. And a big right to the jaw of Daniel Stark. I think Russ is going to kill you was a prophecy. Here comes a big suplex. That wasn't just a suplex. That was takeoff. Russ Jones gave Daniel Stark some airtime out of that. I should be leaving the mics on for this whole match just to listen to the sounds of Russ Jones collapsing parts of Daniel Stark's body. He just gave Daniel Stark a backdrop across his knee that bent Daniel Stark's back in the wrong direction like a C. Now he's standing behind Stark, throwing him face forward into the ropes. But Daniel Stark comes out with a punch. Now he's sending blows to Russ Jones. Jones charges, and Stark flings him out through the ropes. Russ came up on the apron. Daniel Stark drop-kicked him back to the floor. No, but he tried to do it again. Jones dodged. And from the floor, a knee lift into the noggin of Stark. Russ Jones is picking up Daniel Stark and just flinging his carcass from corner to corner across the room. Across the ring. This is getting uncomfortable. Oh, he was about to go for a pinfall, then he pulled Stark's head up off the mat, so the ref would have to stop the count. This is one of those moments when a little bit of wrestling hubris can get in your way. Yep, Stark throws a desperate blow at Russ Jones, and another one. Number 3, number 4. He's perking up a bit. Now he's trying to suplex Jones, but Jones is not budging. And Jones flings his elbow backwards to connect with Stark's head. Oh, Stark does fling him over. Drop kick to Russ Jones' head. Yeah, like a 1 count, if that. Will the power of the audience push Daniel Stark to victory? He's jumped on Russ Jones's back and has him in a sleeper. Not anymore. Oh, a knee to the head of Stark. See, all that stuff before was just Russ Jones entertaining himself. Now he's mad. It's just going to get worse. Uh-oh, Russ Jones just suplexed Daniel Stark into the turnbuckles. Now he's kicking him in the head. The ref is counting at him to get him off. Oh, and Russ Jones just grabbed the ref by the head and flung him across the ring. And there it is, that wrestling hubris. And there you heard it. Russ Jones lost his cool for a second. He tossed the referee across the ring and got the DQ. Or got DQ'd. You know what I mean. Some people in the crowd are now chanting, "Kill the ref." That guy's just doing his job. No reason to get violent on him. Daniel Stark is like, "What? Me? I won? How?" The next prelim match in the James Wilson tournament is Theo Storm versus Tony Thunder versus Sean Phoenix. Brutus Dillon is the best bell ringer. Very often, at shows like this, the bell sounds like a little, like a game board bell. Remember the game Pit? It's like a stock trading game for kids, and there's bell ringing involved. Sound like that. Dillon, he smacks it with authority. Might also help that I'm sitting right next to the ring bell table tonight. Sean Phoenix and Tony Thunder were actually shaking hands before the match, and Theo Storm kicked their handshake apart. And there was a boot to the face of Sean Phoenix. Tony Thunder threw Storm through the ropes. Storm stayed on the apron. And now Phoenix comes over trying to splash Thunder. Thunder ducked out of the way, and Sean Phoenix knocked Theo Storm off the apron to the ground. And now he takes down Tony Thunder with some tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Storm and Thunder are outside of the ring. Sean Phoenix just did a moonsault from the top turnbuckle to the outside on top of both of them, and now he throws Theo Storm into the ring. Gonna try for a 3 count, but only gets 1. Theo Storm and Sean Phoenix have been in the ring together for a while. Tony Thunder finally made it from the floor up to the apron in one of the corners. Just minding his own business. Theo Storm slid over and kicked him back to the floor. He went back to attack Sean Phoenix, but Tony Thunder just came in from the outside and splashed onto Storm. So now all 3 are in the ring. Tony Thunder just threw Sean Phoenix face forward into Theo Storm so that Theo was holding on to Sean Phoenix's head. And then Tony Thunder gave Storm a shoulder tackle, which forced Storm to DDT Sean Phoenix. And Thunder tried to pin Theo Storm there, but Sean Phoenix interrupted it. Sean Phoenix just speared Tony Thunder through the ropes to the outside. Phoenix didn't follow him, he just knocked him to the ground. And as Phoenix came back into the ring, Tony Thunder rolled him up and got the pinfall. Tony Thunder has brought a box into the ring and he's unwrapping it, showing something to Sean Phoenix. I didn't get to see what it was, but it's some kind of present. I don't know why. And now Theo Storm and Sean Phoenix are fighting after Theo Storm took the box and threw it to the ground. And about 12 security guys are in the ring to keep them separated. It takes like 2 to control Russ Jones, but it takes 10 to control Theo Storm. Uh-oh. Here comes Jamar Jupiter. He is going to lay down the law. This is his first night as general manager, and he is not going to put up with this nonsense.
Yeah, you want to settle this? You do really want to settle this? No. You're not getting that right now. You're not getting that right now. Sean Phoenix, Theo Storm, next month, August 17th, one-on-one. You want to settle it? We'll settle it then. All right? This is over. Get out of here now.
A wrestling match set up over an argument about a box with Cheetos branding on the cover. Wrestling. The next match in the tournament is Jack Vaughn against Kevin Storm. Vaughn offered his hand in a sportsmanlike handshake, and when Storm took it, Vaughn yanked him into a headlock. That was an elbow block, knocking Storm to the mat. Did I call it elbow block? Shoulder tackle. Duh. I'm looking at my time elapsed on the recording so far. I've got to remember that the final audio for this, I've got to trim down to about an hour or less. We're not done with the first half, and I'm already up to 35 minutes of audio, just raw audio. Now Kevin Storm has Jack Vaughn in a headlock. He looks pretty pleased with himself. Vaughn flings him off, and another shoulder tackle. You are listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program on WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana. Jack Vaughn just sent Kevin Storm into the ropes, and as he rebounded, he grabbed him and put him in a position to do a side slam, but then just threw Storm to the mat in disgust. Now he's stomping on him. And he just stepped on his stomach as he walked over Storm. That was a body slam, Vaughn onto Storm, and here he comes strutting from the ropes into an elbow drop. Does not get a 3 count. Jack Vaughn was coming in for a boot to the face on Kevin Storm, who was against the ropes. Storm ducked out of the way. Jack Vaughn crotched himself on the top rope, and then Kevin Storm jerk the ropes down and up a few times for good measure. And now Vaughn is walking funny. Storm comes off the ropes with a clothesline twice. On the third try, finally knocked him down. They're in opposite corners facing each other. Storm's coming across with a splash onto Vaughn. Runs back, another splash. Now he stops to pose to the crowd, and he comes in for splash number 3. But Vaughn tosses him out over the ropes. Storm kind of expected that. So he got back into the ring, came off the ropes yet again, and that time Vaughn got him with a boot to the face. But still not a 3 count. Storm hit Vaughn with a spine buster, went up to the top rope. Gave him a big splash off the rope, sent him to the opposite turnbuckle, and then rolled him up. Kevin Storm is the winner of the 4th match in the James R. Wilson Memorial Tournament. And I believe the 4 winners now move on to a 4-way match in the second half of the show.
Now both my cameras
Introducing first,
are
he is the
both my cameras
lost
do the same thing. I don't know what's going on.
Anthony Lee,
Get this shit.
at the end of Ashton Adonis, and their opponents at a combined weight of 420 pounds. They are the Dude, MP Funk, and the Jester, IB Fresh, Funk, and Fresh.
This match is for the RCW Tag Team Championships, I believe. Funk and Fresh, the champions, taking on Anthony Lee and Ashton Adonis. And I believe this is a street fight, since Lee and Adonis are in street clothes. And also that the action has immediately come out of the ring to the floor with no DQ or anything. So I'm going with street fight. Anthony Lee just tossed Mr. Funk onto 2 audience members. And now when one of the audience members objected, he got slugged in the face. Funk and Adonis are in the ring. Each had a chair. Now Adonis has positioned a chair vertically in between 2 ropes in the corner. His intention is probably to sling Mr. Funk into that chair. Let's see how this goes. Here he goes. And it got reversed. Up, but Adonis stopped it. That and kind of a weak shoulder tackle into that chair by Funk. Meanwhile, in the opposite corner, Anthony Lee is setting up his own chair in between the ropes. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Looks like Adonis wants to give a suplex to Fresh onto a chair, but Fresh flung Adonis out through the ropes, but now he's getting clobbered on by Anthony Lee. Lee's got Fresh in the corner, whips him to the opposite corner, and as he came out, kicked to the family jewels. Lee has finally put that chain to good use. He wrapped it around his knuckles and blasted Funk from behind, and then Fresh directly in the forehead. Now he's picked up a chair. Here comes Adonis with another chair. One chair is set up. The other chair is set up facing it. And here comes up, there it is, the famous RCW door. Now set up across the two chairs. Lee is blasting Fresh just to make sure he doesn't resist. Now Adonis has him up on his shoulders. And a spinning drop right through the center of that chair. Breaking that cardinal wrestling rule of if you set it up, you're the one that goes through it. Lee and Adonis set up the chair, and they sent the opponent through the chair. But Funk just came off with a flying elbow off of the top corner turnbuckle to break up that count at 2.5. Funk is wearing the proverbial crimson mask. He's wrangling with Adonis while Anthony Lee is wrapping the chain around his fist and forearm. Is this going to be an accidental clobbering of his own partner? Not yet. Ooh, a spiked DDT from Lee onto Funk. Lee's got Funk in a pin, and it's a 3 count.
Here are your winners and new RCW Tag Team Champions, the Lost Cause Anthony Lee and Endo Dia Ashton Adonis.
After the match, Ashton Adonis grabbed a microphone, pointed out that Schwartzy and Randy West were the #1 contenders to the tag team titles that they just won, and said they would take them on anytime. So Schwartzy and West came out, and that match is starting right now. Schwartzy tried to get Adonis in a figure 4, but Adonis kicked him off. Now West has Adonis in a wrangle hold of some sort. And Schwartzy delivered a neck breaker to Adonis. Got a 3 count, and now they are the RCW Tag Team Champions.
Here are your winners and new RCW Tag Team Champions, Randy West and Schwartzy.
Well, Anthony Lee and Adrian Adonis, it was a mighty reign while it lasted, but it's come to a close. And that's the end of the first half of our delayed audio coverage of Revolution Championship Wrestling's 17th annual Slam Cancer Benefit Show from this past weekend in South Bend. Fortunately, the second half of the show only had 3 matches, so even though I'm just about 2/3 of the way through the hour, I only have about 1/3 of an hour of audio left to go. So we're going to make it under that 1 hour, which is awesome. The second half is off to a bang, almost literally. Champion Logan Myers, who holds the RCW Heart of the Revolution Championship, against Isaiah Moore in a 2 out of 3 falls match for that title. One of 3 matches in the second half of the show after a lengthy intermission and raffle giveaway as part of the fundraiser. As soon as the bell rang, Isaiah Moore attacked Logan Myers. They're outside the ring. Moore put Myers up against the steel ring post and went to give him a chop, but Myers ducked out of the way, and Isaiah Moore's hand went splat on the steel. Logan Myers just picked up Moore and planted him on the ring apron. Now they're in the ring. Myers is knocking over Moore with clotheslines.
The winner of the first round, Logan Myers.
Logan Myers won the first fall with a surprise roll-up on Isaiah Moore. It was a surprise to me. I didn't have the sound piped up. This is a 2 out of 3 falls match, so he has the advantage, obviously. I'm going to put my money on Isaiah Moore winning the second fall. Logan Myers just had a flurry of pinfall attempts on Isaiah Moore with no luck. Drop toe hold sends Isaiah Moore's forehead into the middle turnbuckle. Myers is across the ring, charges. Moore gets out of the way. Moore's outside the ring, and he just dropped Myers' neck across the top rope. And now he's coming in with a chair. Good grief. The ref makes him give it up, but he throws the chair across the ring. While the ref is disposing of the chair, Moore blasts Myers in the head with the title belt, which was conveniently left on the ring apron.
Isaiah Moore.
Now we're down to the third and final fall. Myers was trying to slingshot Moore into the opposite turnbuckle. Moore reversed it. That sound you heard was Myers' back splashing into the turnbuckle pads and him ricocheting face first down to the mat. Now they're just shoving at each other coming out of the corner. Moore with a whip of Myers into the opposite corner, and Myers just caroms back out, falls to the mat. Moore gets a 2 count. With a little bit of contempt, Moore was encouraging a couple of people in the front row to make louder their chant of "Let's go Logan." Might have been a bad idea because Myers heard it, seemed to perk up a bit. Oh, until Moore gives him a crossbody block, and then a neck breaker. Going for a pinfall, but only a 2. Now Moore is grabbing the ref and yelling at him because he didn't count fast enough. You know, maybe give him a DQ now. And teach him to put his hands on the ref. Now Moore has grabbed Myers by the hair and is just yelling at him, gives him a slap. Came out of the corner with a knee. Myers dodged it, lifted Moore up for a back slam. He only got a 2 count. Logan with a flying body splash onto Moore for a 2 count. And then a scissor kick to the back of Moore's head drops him to the mat, but he's too close to the ropes, and yep, Moore gets his leg up on the 2 count. These two are standing face to face, throwing haymakers at each other. Moore actually goes down to a knee, but then presses Myers into the ropes. They each get a 2 count after a roll-up. There is Moore with a thrust kick that took the life right out of Myers, and he sagged to his knees. But now Moore is taunting him instead of pursuing the pinfall. Picks him up on his shoulders. Whoa! sky-high takeover back slam, and wow, Moore gets a 3 count off of that.
Here is your winner and new RCW Heart of Revolution champion.
Moore had put Myers up in a fireman's carry, and instead of just like rolling him off and slamming him to the mat, he sent him way up into the sky and then brought him down. So that was pretty emphatic.
In case we haven't had the privilege, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nelson Edward Robert Doolittle, the fifth, aka your future RCW Heavyweight Champion.
Nelson Edward Robert Doolittle V in a match for the RCW Heavyweight Championship. As you just heard, he is not the person I associate with a heavyweight championship, because he looks like a strong wind would blow him over. But he's earned his way to this spot. Of course, here comes his opponent, Bacchus. Yeah, I don't know about this.
He is Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle the fifth. And his opponent, coming in at 230 pounds as naked. Big, bad, beautiful, Bob Bacchus.
I believe I've been getting it wrong. I've been calling him Nelson Edward Robert Doolittle. I clearly just heard Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle. So apologies if I've been messing that up for like 2 years. You'd think I would have picked up on that. I'm going to look it up on Facebook. It is indeed Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle V. Oh my gosh. Ref Ray is in charge of this one. He holds up the title belt, which this is a contest for. Here comes Nelson Edwin back into the ring. And the sacrifice is ready to begin. Right before this match, I stepped out to the refreshment area to grab some snacks. They were already packing up. I'm gonna starve. There were pulled pork sandwiches out there and I didn't get one. I'm very sad. I remember the murder from the first half of the show with Russ Jones and Daniel Stark. This has the potential to have the same sort of outcome. Bacchus has just collapsed the ribs of Nelson. Nelson gave Bacchus the low bridge, so Bacchus went flying to the outside of the ring. Nerd is thinking about an aerial move, and he tried to slingshot himself over the top rope to the outside and didn't quite make it, but it was a good try. Now Bacchus picks him up overhead in a press and then just lets him fall onto the apron. Bacchus just had Nelson in a bear hug and was flinging him back and forth. Oh. Then he switched it to a full Nelson, flung him back and forth a couple of times again, and then just slammed him to the mat. This is not quite as bad as Russ Jones and Daniel Stark, but it's been pretty one-sided. Now Backus has Nelson flat on the mat. Nelson reached up, I think he poked him in the eye or something, which just made Backus mad. So Backus has picked him up in a choke to the corner and flings him out into the ring. Stay down, Nelson, it's your only hope. Somehow Nelson has gotten his hands on a trash can lid. Ref Ray is admonishing him. And as he put it down in the corner and came back out to the ring, Backus punched him below the belt. Gordon Soley used to say he got him in the solar plexus, but I don't think that's exactly where the punch landed. And Backus just flung Nelson with a belly-to-belly suplex into the corner closest to me. Nelson moved his arm, so he's not totally dead. After taking Backus down with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors, Nerd is wasting his time walking the ropes Undertaker style. Oh, but he did come off the top rope in a Hurricane Rana. So good for him. Now he's going for the opposite corner for another high-risk move while Backus is recovering. Climbing up on the top. Backus is on all fours, and a big stomp right onto Backus's back. A little slow to get on the pinfall, and only got a 2 count. Nelson is circling Backus. Gives him a kick. Now he's trying to put Backus into a flip, but Backus just picks him up and throws him to the other side of the ring. Now he picks Nelson up, drops Nelson's kidneys across his Backus's knee. Nelson is laying there like a slug, and Backus is going up. Backus is up high on that top turnbuckle. He's taken a long time. Oh my goodness, but he does hit the flying elbow. That's probably it. Yep. You don't recover from that.
And still, our CW Heavyweight Champion, Big, Bad, Beautiful, Bob Backus.
And security is carrying Nelson out of the ring area in a position as romantic as an officer and a gentleman.
Before we get to our main event,
Here is the final match of the night, the conclusion of the James Wilson Memorial Tournament. The 4 winners of their earlier matches are here in a 4-way match, fatal 4-way. Tony Thunder just got patted down from head to toe. Now the ref is checking Eric, coming to check Eric's surge, but Eric is making him go back to check Tony more. Daniel Stark has his ribs taped up from his attempted murder courtesy of Russ Jones earlier. We got Eric Surge, Tony Thunder, Daniel Stark, and Kevin Storm, the 4 previous winners. Eric Surge is objecting to having to turn around so the ref can check his posterior region. Kevin Storm is happy to assume the position, apparently. This is some serious pat downs. Daniel Stark tells the ref, my ribs might hurt, but my backside is just fine. Now they're checking the ref. You guys know it's 11:45, right? And they're off. Kevin Storm and Tony Thunder were taking care of Eric Surge. Daniel Stark came out with a flying drop kick to Kevin Storm, and now Daniel Stark is just rolling around in pain on the mat. High impact moves are probably a bad idea when your ribs are half broken already. Surge giving an elbow to Storm, and now a neck breaker. Somebody from the crowd tells Surge, it's about time you did something. Storm and Thunder are just laying there. So Surge moves over to pick up Daniel Stark and picks him up for a suplex and throws him up and over. Kevin Storm had yanked Tony Thunder outside the ring, took his shoes off, brought them to the opposite side of the ring, and replaced them on Tony's feet with Crocs. So Tony was dragging himself across the ring to where his shoes were. And in a totally heel move, the referee helped him put his regular shoes back on. Stark with a flying knee to Eric Surge, and Kevin Storm with a body splash off of the top rope, and he pinned Daniel Stark. I wasn't expecting that ending, but there it is. Kevin Storm wins the James Wilson Memorial Tournament. And that is it from the 17th Annual Slam Cancer Benefit Show put on by Revolution Championship Wrestling in South Bend, Indiana at the Goodson Event Center. I'm Ken the Metal Professor. This has been the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program, bringing you delayed audio coverage of wrestling events in Northwest Indiana, like this one. Oh, Kevin Storm thought his night was done, but here comes Bacchus to get in his face. Maybe we're looking at what the next heavyweight championship match is going to be.